Our tour got canceled. I was pretty upset. Nothing felt the same. Monkey Bear just didn't feel like the same kind of partner. Trying to wave my wand wasn't as much fun. Honestly, even some of my favorite activities, like putting on lotion in the morning, just didn't feel the same. But everything kind of changed when we decided to launch Camp Congregation. You're about to see. See, when we started brainstorming for this thing, everything that was coming to my head, I just wanted it to be perfect. How could we teach America and heal the world?
The world.
And I wanted the ideas to be perfect. Nothing was perfect, except for the ideas that we settled on, which is what you're about to see. What to wear.
Who to make it with.
Hey! Now that we know who we're doing it with, now that we know what we're gonna wear, we just needed the perfect location. Mom? Mom? Chicken again? Mom, come on. It's not about the food. I've always been a great storyteller. Come on. We're getting close to go time. 5, 4, 3, 2,
1, Carlos!
This is Camp Congregation, featuring your camp counselors, Ben Flock, Corbin Jones, Alfonso Horn, Paul Sam Trombo, Dave Liner, Dr. Molly Miller, and your camp director, Sammy Miller.
that was Just a Closer Walk with Thee, a song that I love. It's an old traditional. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, someone who you're about to hear about, plays that song in a way that really inspires me to play. So why don't you take a listen to hear about Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Tharpe. Hey guys, Molly here. I'm here to tell you about my hero, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Even though I started playing the guitar when I was 7 years old, it wasn't until I was getting my doctorate that I learned about this woman who was actually the hero of all my heroes. I grew up loving people like Hendrix, Aretha Franklin, Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee Lewis, and contemporary guitarists like St. Vincent and Brittany Howard of Alabama Shakes, like so many people. And all those people love Sister Rosetta Tharpe. So while I want to talk about her forever, let me give you a few key points about her. So she was born in 1915 in Arkansas. When she was just a few years old, she moved up to Chicago with her mom to join the Church of God in Christ, a very important church. And when she was there, she grew up playing music in the church, and she became a superstar. She would travel around the whole country from one church to the next, performing, singing, dancing, playing guitar, playing piano. And everyone loved her. She was the church's superstar. But when she was about 20 years old, she moved to New York City. And there she started playing with all the greats. People like Duke Ellington, who we learned about earlier this week. And she was melding all these sounds and styles. Things like blues, jazz, gospel, what she grew up playing. Created new genres. She's known as the original soul sister and the godmother of rock and roll. Take that in for a second. She's known as the godmother of rock and roll. It's not Elvis, it's not Chuck Berry. Those are people who actually look up to her. Little Richard, for example, the first time Little Richard was ever on stage was with Sister Rosetta Tharpe. So she's a hoss. She's on stage singing, performing, playing in New York, and then she's like, I want my own career. And she's doing a lot of things that are really innovative. She's blending different styles. She's taking secular music and blending it with gospel music. And then on top of that, adding the other sounds around her, like I said, like jazz and blues. She's also playing the guitar in a way that no one's ever played it before. So she was a very early electric guitar player. And what she was doing things like slide, bends, double stop. So sliding, when you're sliding into a note, bending, double stop. Before anyone else was doing that, and mixing it with gospel and secular music. I mean, she was doing so many innovative things. She's my hero. She makes me want to be bolder. She makes me braver. She makes me not just want to play that way, but live that way. Who's your hero?
Yes. Thank you guys for coming back here. This is day 4 here, Friday, 1 p.m. in California. And enter your time wherever you are. Corbin Jones is here.
It's 1 p.m.
My sister Molly. We're keeping social distance. That stuff is heating up in the world, but we still want to keep doing what we're doing and figure out a way to be here as a little bit of community on a day like this. Doc is here. He wants rubber chickens. Hey, Hunter. He says Paul Desmond's his hero. Maybe Doc is saying rubber chickens are his heroes. That's nice. Hunter, Ben, Join Aiken. Hi, guys. Kenton, we got to get you on the show. No scrunchies, Anande. No scrunchie today. Felt like it's Friday, so go formal Friday. This is my formal wear. We're talking about heroes and sort of this idea of, okay, all of us get strength from different people, whether it be Louis Vuitton to Louis Armstrong, whether it be Superman to Superfly, all these different people. And we always wonder, like,
want a lot of strength from them, but I always wonder, like, who are their heroes? So Molly talked about Sister Rosetta, who's the hero to so many guitarists. But now let's take it now a little forward and think about all of the people that we know today and sort of see if we can trace them all the way back to our dear friend, Mr. Louis Armstrong. Fonz, are you there with Tawanda? Is Tawanda out there? New York? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, you ready? Okay, here we go. Hello, my name is Tawanda, and this is Wandering with Tawanda. Now, I know some of y'all been wondering, how do you take some of the great jazz musical influences from the past, like Louis Armstrong? And trace them to current day pop sensations like Lizzo. I do my head talk, shake my nails, baby, how you feeling? Head talk, shake my nails, baby, how you feeling? Baby. Well, you no longer need Tawanda because Tawanda is here. So, did you know that Lizzo's great musical hero was a man named Prince? Who was also influenced by the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Who is also influenced by the genius of soul, Ray Charles. Who is also influenced by the great Nat King Cole. We're back to Louis Armstrong. You never have to wonder when Tawanda is here. Now we want to ask you, who are your favorite pop artists, and can you trace them back to Louis Armstrong? If you have any more questions, reach out to us at SM Congregation, hashtag Camp Congregation, and me, Tawanda, because you never have to wonder when Tawanda is here. Back to you on the West Coast.
Oh my goodness. Before this, I was wandering, but now I'm no longer wandering. Thank you, Tawanda. We have some awesome comments so far, people who are sharing who their heroes are. So far, who's up there? We heard Paul Desmond is a hero, Rubber Chicken is a hero, Big Mama Thornton is a hero. Come on. Yeah. Wow, Memphis Minnie is a hero. This is amazing. Also share with us if you can get from your pop hero, your modern times hero, all the way back to Louis, or send us your modern times hero. We're going to try and get all the way back to Louis. Speaking of heroes, this one is one that Sister Rosetta Tharpe did real nice. This is Down by the Riverside. Come on.
Oh, we all know what that sound means. Time for a commercial break. Break.
Hi there. If you're watching this, and you probably enjoy the content we create. And if you enjoy it, you're probably wondering, well, how does it get made? And it's made with the generous support of viewers like yourself. So, if you like what we're doing, go ahead right now and check out what's going on at the bottom of the screen. Check out in the body of this YouTube description and support us. Anything makes a difference. So we hope you enjoy.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Corbin's Corner. Everybody loves go to Corbin's Corner.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. This is Corbin, and here's Corbin's Corner. Today, like always, we have a special guest, but this special guest happens to be also a hero of mine. This is none other than, it's me, Corby, baby, Frank Sinatra. Our guest is Frank Sinatra. Yeah, that's right. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about what to do when you meet your heroes. The tip of today is your heroes are humans just like you. So sometimes you want to talk to people, and sometimes you're aggravated and you don't really feel like talking to nobody. Well, here's what I got to say to you. Your heroes might be in the same position. If you see your hero, feel out the moment. Maybe they want to talk to you. Maybe they should know your name. Maybe you should just wave from a distance. Thanks, Frank. I'm not finished. Oh, sorry. I want to answer some questions. It looks like we got questions over there. Yeah. One question from, who's this from? Charlotte. Charlotte friends, how did your parents encourage your interest in music? Colby, you want to answer this one? Yeah, thanks, Frank. I'll answer a question on my own segment. My parents were not super interested in me pursuing music at first. One, I started on piano and then gave up, and then I started on violin and then I gave up. So I didn't have a great track record, but I found the bass and I really loved it. And when they saw that I loved it, my mom was like, okay, you just have to be good at this thing if you're gonna try doing this music thing. That was my personal experience. I know people like my brother, he played trombone for a little bit and sounded really good. And then when he was done, he was done. And I think my parents were good at just seeing what my real interests were and supporting them where they could be supportive. And then also, I'm a parent now. I'm realizing I can't do everything for my kid forever. Right now he's 4 months old, so I'm pretty much doing everything. But great question, you guys. Send more questions. We're going to have another Q&A at the end of the show. For right now, I'd like to hand it to Vegas. Did somebody say Vegas? Let's go live to Vegas with none other than Mr. Jacob Mann. Thanks, Frank.
Hi, this is Jacob with 1 Minute Quarantine Lessons. Back in the day when people used to be able to play music with each other, they did a little thing called trading fours, which is one person solos for 4 bars, and then maybe another bandmate solos for 4 bars, and you sort of trade back and forth in a friendly and social way. Now, in the quarantine era, trading fours is playing 4 bars of a solo, and then for 4 bars, sort of contemplating what this virus is going to do to our society for the next few months. So let's give it a shot. Here we go.
Thank you, Jacob. Jacob out in Las Vegas. Stay safe out there, and I put everything on 21 black. We're coming towards the end of the show now. Can't even believe it. Yeah, give me a little. We're going to the end of the show, kind of. Some sort of, yeah. We got a couple questions here that I want to address. Someone asked if we're going to the Elkhart Jazz Festival this year. Hunter, you're going to have to talk to the people who run that. We love Elkhart, Indiana. Don't we, Corbin?
The best.
Corbin and I actually got pulled over on our way to Elkhart. That was not the best experience, especially since we were doing nothing wrong, but we love Elkhart. Let's see. Someone says they can't trust Jacob at all. Yeah, I can. I can trust him. I want to ask a question over here to Molly, just because you're someone who I think you've stuck with this instrument for such a long time, and I just want to see, how do you keep your head up even when you're feeling down about progress or whatnot?
Yeah, Sammy and I grew up playing together. So I started literally not being able to play guitar. I can share videos with you guys that are pretty embarrassing. How do I stick with it? I think looking at it, Corbin said something the other day about stepping back and thinking of things more macro versus micro, not being like, oh my gosh, I suck, I'm never gonna get better, but instead being like, you know what, today I learned a song and that made me feel good. So focusing on small things and then just staying inspired. Like maybe it's just checking out a record that you really love, and that is what helps me stay focused on my goal, which is just like creating and expressing music with this thing.
We got one more really good question here from Mr. Kenton Chen. He asks, how often do we practice a day? Corbin, do you practice?
I do. When I started out, I was just playing the bass along to the radio, and I would do that for as long as my parents would let me. And then in college, I would practice for, on a bad day, 2 hours, on a great day, 6 hours or something like that. It's important to get in as much practice as you can when you're early on, because you're just training your muscles to do this thing over and over and over. Sadly, or not sadly, however you look at it, sometimes you get married and have a baby, and then you have to regimen your practice differently. For me, it's less about length of time now and about focus. I get to have 2 really focused hours of practice today right now, where if I get a call from my mom, I'm like, no, Mom, this is my practice time. And she gets it. And I think that's a very normal thing. Stay away, Mom. Focused practice. Sometimes you're looking for a really focused practice. That's a great question. What about Sammy? How did your parents encourage you to your interest in music?
They were, when I was 5 years old, I had this idea that I wanted to play the drums, and I had got one lesson, and my dad, the teacher, said he should get a practice pad, like a little practice pad so I could practice, and my dad was like, no. So I went to the store, and we got a full adult-sized drum set that I couldn't even sit on, and he was like, if he's going to learn drums, he's going to need an adult drum set. Yeah, there it is.
Blue one.
And I stopped taking lessons, but I did grow tall enough to where I could reach the pedals. And that's the genius you see now today. One more time for Corbin Jones.
Tall.
For Molly Miller. All of our friends out in New York City. They are working hard. We got some really exciting stuff for you next week. Thank you all so much for tuning in this week. This has been such an incredible source of light for us, and I hope it's been a pleasure for you as we go through all the people that influenced us in music. And hopefully it's just something for you to feel good in your day for 30 minutes or so. Big ups to Mr. Juan Carlos, who you guys don't see, but he's incredible, and he made this whole thing possible. So we're going to take you out with a little bit of one more song. You guys have a wonderful Friday. Be safe, be safe, be safe, and wash your hands. Oh, give me an F sharp. We'll just go to... 'Cause it gets better, it gets better. You know it gets a little bit better. Better every day.